adventures in a changing season. We go together and it all feels good. You know we wouldn't trade a thing, and I think I know the reason. The moment comes to pass and the meaning's understood. It's all love and laughter. We're growing older together. We're gonna find our way. We're finding joy and magic in our lives as we get older. This is our life in the middle. Life in the middle. Life in the middle.
Welcome back to Life in the Middle podcast. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Travis. Today we are going to talk about dating in the middle. If you tuned in last week, we were talking about sports survival parents. So we're taking a little shift this week, and we're going to talk about us and not just our kids. I think the last couple podcasts have been kids heavy, so we're going to talk about.
The kids are going to find their way to this episode.
Oh, I'm sure this will be the one they listen to.
Yeah.
So, just things are different when you get to this stage of life in the middle, dating. And I don't know if Jenna will back me up on this. I think it might be more important to date now than it was even in the beginning.
Yeah. And we say dating each other. No, we're not dating.
Right. Yeah. So let me clarify. Dating
we are
each
going
other.
on dates, not we're dating. We are going on dates with each other, spending time together. That's
100%. So let's just talk about the difference between when we first started dating and what it is now.
I mean, but we talked about, if you've watched any of the other episodes, you understand that we have a blended family.
Yeah.
So kids are always a part of it.
For sure.
So, I mean, we had dates with kids menus and high chairs and stuff. I think when we first got together, that was the understanding that we were going to put our kids first, that it was just going to have to be part of it, and that was fine. When we got engaged and stuff, I think it was my parents maybe that told us, I was the youngest, so when I left, it was really stressful on my parents. Yeah. So they were very adamant on you need to make sure that you understand that when you get married, as much as you love your kids and as much as you want to do with your kids, you're raising them to leave you.
Yeah.
And we thought that we continued, and we go on trips together, we go eat together, we go on dates. But you're still not prepared for it when your first kid leaves and there's a change in the dynamic. So you don't realize, but it puts it to the forefront. Like, hey, we need to make sure, don't love on your kids, don't be with your kids, do things with your kids, but make sure you're making time for your spouse because, it's us forever. It's not them forever. They're gonna leave and have families of their own.
Yeah, I think when we first started dating, I wouldn't call that the traditional dating model.
No.
Most people meet before they had kids. I had a kid when me and Jenna met, so like Jenna said, we were always, that was always a big part of our life was the children. They had to come first, and when we met each other, there were already kids in the picture, so we had to make that part of our dating routine. We didn't have the whole, I'll pick you up at your mom's house and we'll go out and eat and I'm dropping you back off.
Well, we can say it because we've kind of talked about this. This is a kind of a sticky situation. Yeah. What we want made public and stuff like that. I was pregnant with Joe when we met. Yeah. I was divorcing and pregnant on my own. We pretty much knew that I was just going to be a single parent. So when Travis met me, I was pregnant with my son. So technically, biologically, our son Joe is technically biologically mine, not Travis's. But Travis has adopted him, and he's always been dad. So when we say we have a son together, technically we do, but biologically he has a biological son. I have a biological son. So when we met, we had a toddler. Yeah. And I was pregnant.
Had one on the way.
And I was 6-7 months pregnant, somewhere around there. I was definitely pregnant. Yes. Like there wasn't a secret to anyone.
So yeah, our dating routine, just to keep this on track, was a little bit different than what most people's were. And that's not to say that we have a different outcome now.
Yeah.
I do believe now it is important that we do have a kid. My oldest or our oldest is in college,
Mm-hmm.
and our youngest is in high school, so they
They don't
are
wanna
out
hang out
doing
with
their
us.
own things. They don't want to hang out with us. We don't have to and we don't have to worry about going to McDonald's either, right?
No,
Or
no.
finding a place that they like to eat. We can go where we want to,
Yeah.
and we're old. At least we fit. I
We
know we're
feel it at
young, and
least,
depending on who's
right?
watching this, you might think we're young, or you might think we're old. So we can go have a date and go out at 5 o'clock and eat, and be home by 7 and be completely happy.
Absolutely.
So the
We don't like crowds. We're not a huge crowd person,
no,
so
not at all.
that's why I like eating early for us. It's like, yeah,
But back
it's
then
not as many
we were
crowds.
a lot younger, and I think we kind of felt like we needed to be a late night crowd and go and do the things that other people
I mean,
that were
I
our
remember
age.
like getting babysitters and saying like, we're gonna be gone till 11:30 or
Yeah.
12, which now to think about 11:30 or 12 o'clock would be
Now, if it was 11:30, 12 o'clock, I'd have been asleep for 2 hours.
yeah, at least 2 hours. So that's changed in the aspect that the times are a lot earlier for sure. But I think it's just been different. I think the trying to make time for each other is always important. We've tried to always do that. I mean, life comes and with kids, and that's we feel like it's crazy. Our schedules are crazy, and that has a lot to do with like my job. I mean, I recently just got a job where I'm working just 5 days a week
Yeah.
instead of 3 12s. At some point in our life, I was in nursing school,
Yeah.
and that was stressful. And then when I started out, I was on night shift. So dating through the years has looked a lot different.
Different.
I
It's
mean, that was,
changed.
I mean, when I was on third shift, we were going to breakfast.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. I think and going through each of those seasons, when you have toddlers, the date might be going to McDonald's and eating together and letting the kids play in the play place. I don't
Like
even
we
know if
have a
they have those.
conversation. Yeah, we don't have
Yeah, I
those
don't even know if
anymore.
they have play places.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A play. When they got to be middle schoolers, it might be going and having at a little nicer restaurant, but we sit on the same side of the table and I hold your hand while the kids are eating a cheeseburger and we're eating a steak at the Texas Roadhouse
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. Or I remember when our kids were that age, when they were in, our oldest was probably 15 and our youngest one was what, 12, 11, 12 years old. Our dates consisted of us getting up on a Saturday morning while they were at home and could be home by themselves and going shopping for the groceries for the family that
Yep.
week.
It's. I mean, it doesn't necessarily. When I think about it, when we do those things, it never. It wasn't all about going to get something to eat, going doing something fun. It could a lot of the times for a certain amount of time it was errands, running errands together.
Yeah.
And I mean that was it. We would go to the grocery store once a week together. We would sit down and kind of plan the menu and figure out what our groceries were, and then go get them. And we had this thing where we would go get a Sonic drink and a pretzel with like those
Or
Swiss
if it was
pretzels
early in the
they had,
morning, get a chocolate milk and a donut.
Yeah,
without
exactly.
The kids.
And not tell the kids, like where'd that Dunkin' Donuts bag come from?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I know that's kind of silly, but it was. It's time specifically just me and you without them because we needed it.
So I try to follow a plan with us that I feel like's helped, and I'm not the first person to come up with this, so don't think this is my idea. But as we're getting through this stage of life, I feel like it's important that at least once a week we spend time together like that, whether it's going out to eat or going to do something. So once a week, I like to date.
Yeah.
Once every 3 or 4 months, I like to try to do, and it doesn't happen that way, try to do something over a whole weekend, just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And then once a year, and again, it doesn't happen that way, I like to do a vacation with just us. Because we have kids, we have to take them on vacation if we go sometimes too. So the vacation, just me and you, usually turns out to be like on the high end anniversaries, the 5s, the 10s, the 15s, something like that.
We've done 5.
Yeah.
5th anniversary was a cruise?
Yeah, I think so.
What did we do our 10th? I don't think we went away with our 10th.
No.
I don't think we went away for a 10th. We kind of, we had a lot going on
So-
at that point, but we've tried.
I've said all that to say we try to plan to make sure that we spend time together because life will just run you over if you don't. Especially with kids and sporting events and activities and friends and parties. If you don't plan to make sure that you're spending time with the one that you're going to be with forever, I don't know this for sure. I feel like you look up later on and go,
I think that's what my parents were trying to tell us. Like, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked to make sure we never wanted for anything. I mean, he worked and worked and worked, and God bless my mom. I could not be a stay-at-home mom. She did so much, but I mean, she was every team mom, every class mom. She ran us everywhere and everything. So she had a full-time job, full-time job. But it was about us. Dad worked his behind off and made all the money for us to do whatever we wanted to do, and Mom made sure we were there and had everything, and we made it happen. And I think that for them, they like looked up and was like, "Hey, we haven't spent time alone now. Now they're getting to retirement age, and they are enjoying all of the time they have together. They crack me up with their little antique shoppings and the little staycations, and they'll go, here, there, and everywhere. It's so cute. But that was the whole point, is that when we started, when we were getting married, that they were going through this whole point where their youngest, which was me, was kind of really going to be gone, and so that was going to be really hard on them. So they wanted to make sure that we knew to spend time together. And I think, I mean, even this right here is, an hour an hour a week that we sit down and we're just talking about. I mean, we have like we're going to do this week or whatever, but we're sitting and talking and giggling and laughing and,
enjoying
time together.
Now, whether anybody watches this or not, this is time we get to spend together. So, and it's definitely time that we cherish for sure.
Yeah.
We've got to a point now where we've documented this in the last couple of episodes. We're doing a pretty big weight loss journey. So on Friday nights, now that Jenna's got her new job, which is off, we take off early and we go to the Cracker Barrel because it's it's one of the nicer restaurants in town.
It's sadly. So fancy. No,
but it's also a place where we can get stuff that we can eat that's on our...
It's something besides what we usually make here at the house. Like... I just so anybody wants to know, if you're on Weight Watchers, the chicken and dumplings are 7 points.
Yeah.
So I save up my points today.
Right.
It is like a 0-point lunch, and I get me some chicken and dumplings for dinner.
Yeah.
And we look forward to it.
We do.
And I buy little mini salt shakers because that's my
that's
interest
your new
now.
obsession.
My new
right
obsession,
now.
and little bitty salt shakers. They're still up there.
But it's been, since Kingston went to college, that has been kind of a highlight of my week, is being able to spend time with you on Friday nights that we didn't get before. And that's not because Kingston left. It's we realized that we needed to make a more of a impact on each other because we didn't have that extra person.
I didn't realize, even with all the things we were doing, that Kingston leaving was going to impact us as much as it did. So I think just reconnecting, checking in, having designated time just for me and you, that was really important. And you didn't, it just kind of snuck up on us. Like we thought we were doing really good. We were taking some trips once every couple of months, especially like Travis traveling and stuff. It's kind of easier. We've got one actually kind of coming up.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have a job that if I'm out for a certain amount of time, they allow my spouse to fly out over the weekends that I'm there, and they will pay for that.
Yeah.
I have an amazing boss,
company, amazing people
that he values the family unit, so he allows his employees to bring their spouse out on trips if we're gone more than 2 weeks.
And I have a job now where I'm off on the weekends, and to take a day off is not as hard as it used to be when I was on 312s. Amazingly, it was more difficult because if I wanted to be off on a weekend, it was my weekend off because we were working every other, but I was not off on that Friday or
Right.
that Thursday. Whereas I can take a day off.
Right.
It's a lot easier now to take some time and go. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'm going to your Christmas party in
Yeah.
a couple of months, and it's Christmas.
So
and
I think we're going to try to, in a couple of weeks and a few more episodes, you will probably see the trip we're going to take. I think
Yeah.
we're going to maybe even do an on-location podcast for some stuff that we're going to do.
yeah, are you gonna tell me where we're going? Or are you gonna make it a
No,
surprise?
we're gonna wait for that one.
Surprise, where we're going? Yeah, like
But-
y'all try to guess where we're going, and it doesn't count if you know us.
If you
and
know
we've
us,
already talked
maybe
about
put in
it.
the
Like,
comments.
My
But
sister, I know she watches this. My parents,
Yeah.
I love y'all for watching this, but don't ruin the surprise.
I think
You
we're
know where
gonna I think we're gonna do an episode while we're out about checking bucket list items off
yeah,
for both of us. So
yeah.
I think that's kind of what we're going to do. And we're going to do that on location at one of my bucket lists.
Yeah, after leaving one of my bucket list
yes,
places.
so, So I think that's where we're going. And I think those trips and fulfilling stuff that you want, because your bucket list items aren't as
No.
all mine, and mine
No.
aren't all yours. But knowing what each other wants, those long extended trips over the weekends or is a date to me, but it's
Yeah.
just an extended one.
Yeah, I mean it is. It is. It's like we really needed the time together, and the relaxation. Like I love date nights and everything else,
Yeah.
but you don't leave the stress from your work day behind. If it's
For
been a
sure.
really stressful day at work, we're out, but we're
Mhm.
not there. When we get immersed somewhere, just me and you, nothing else, that's really a really great break. So once or twice a year, if we could do that, that's wonderful for sure.
So, do you have any funny stories from? It could be from our dating history or history before we left. As far as we know what we do now, we go out and eat, or we go.
Well, okay, so I mean, just little funny things. My high school sweetheart,
Yeah.
many moons ago, we talked about what 20. It's probably been 25 years now. He took our first date. He took me to a wildlife dinner. I think it was just an excuse, and like, hey, we're doing this. You want to come? And I think like he had a sister who was in my grade, and I think she went too with her boyfriend and stuff. So it was kind of like a easy date. But like I remember eating like venison and like we ate deer and
Yeah.
deer meat. If you don't know what venison is, and then I'm pretty sure there was. I mean, it was wild game. It was wild game dinner, which was fun. I mean, like I'm not a snob. I'm a country girl. I'll eat it. So it was fun. That was kind of funny. That was the extent of the date. That was our dinner. And which was, I'm sure, somebody had to have paid for it. So I mean, you couldn't just walk in this dinner. But for us, I had hyperemesis gravidium when I was pregnant with Joe. So when we met and I was 6-7 months pregnant, I was sick a lot, which was really bad. But he would take me on, take me on dates, and
Yeah.
I'd have to take medicine to keep myself from being sick, and I would just be asleep. Like
Yeah, it'd make you really
yeah,
tired.
like we'd go eat, and I could talk. I could make it through dinner, and then it was basically back to the car, and whatever drive we had to wherever we were
Yeah.
going, I was asleep.
So I lived in a little small town. There were nice restaurants in that town, but most people drove about an hour away to get to the really nice restaurants. And so I'd be like, hey, let's go do this. And we'd go eat. She'd get sick. She'd take her medicine, and before we get home, she'd be asleep.
Yeah,
So
just asleep.
it,
No conversation in the
but
car.
like we said, I already had a child. You were pregnant. I knew what to expect. It wasn't that big of a deal to me.
It was, but it was hilarious. I
yeah,
mean, like, can you imagine?
sure.
Like, I went on a date with a girl, and she
Yeah, we-
fell asleep in
Yeah,
the
we
car.
definitely didn't go see too many movies or go
No,
bowling or
no.
mini golf or any of those
There
traditional
was
dates.
there was nothing, none of that.
So-
If we did, it was with the kids or something.
So you shared one of your funny stories. I'll share one of mine. I met this really nice girl, and our first date was with her sister, and her brother-in-law at the Waffle House. I spent a ton of money. just to impress her, and I feel like she was really
She
impressed.
really wanted a chocolate chip and
pancake, did you
chocolate
not?
chip waffle.
So if you hadn't figured it out, that
me.
me and Jenna's first date was to the Waffle House.
I wanted a peanut butter
That's
and
what she
chocolate
wanted.
chip waffle.
Of course.
I got
So,
one too.
Big spender over here.
It was
Big
great.
spender.
It was great.
But that is exactly what we did on our first date, which is funny that when you think of first dates and you're trying to impress a girl, most people are like, take it to some big expensive steakhouse.
Yeah.
Some
I was not the girl that was eating the little chicken strips in the salad either. I was like, give me a waffle. I want a waffle.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah,
for sure. Maybe that's why we've been together for so long, is because we knew exactly what.
There wasn't trying to impress. At that
For
point,
sure.
when our lives with, you having a kid, me being pregnant and all the things that were going on, we just didn't have time for it. So we got to know each other's true selves very quickly. Very quickly.
So we kind of covered this a little bit earlier, but why do you think, in the season of life we're in, this middle-aged part of life, that dating still matters so much?
Well, I think, like we said, that it's, you put your kids first so much that you stop knowing your spouse on a best friend level, on a soulmate level, instead of just, you're not dad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, go ask your dad. Get your dad. We got to do, you're not dad. You're Travis.
Right.
And sometimes our identities just kind of get lost in that. Like, I'm mom, you're dad, and we just do the things, right? But I need you to be my soulmate and my best friend too.
Right.
More, actually. I mean, like, you're a great father. But, like, we were having this conversation with Kingston not long ago, just, you're an adult now, and the parenting slows. Like, I'm still parenting you because you're a young adult, right? You barely
baby
made
adult.
it out.
You're a baby adult.
Yeah, you're a baby adult. But the parenting slows down. Like, you've got to make mistakes. You got to make decisions. You got to take control. That's part of being an adult, and you're learning how to do that. But that slows down, and then it's what's left. I don't want, my whole identity just to be mom. My whole, like, I'm okay being my identity being, your wife and your partner and that, because that's forever. We're going to be together until the grave, right?
Yeah. So I think it's I think you hit it on the head. Dating matters because this is a partnership, and I mean, there's things we need to talk about outside of our kids. There's things we need to. We don't need a family meeting on. We just need a meeting between me and you. We also just need to go out and laugh and have a good time together.
Yeah.
Because that is, to me, the best part of being married, is that I know I got a forever date partner. I got somebody I know on, if it's Thursday night and I want to just go out with her, we're gonna laugh and have a good time. I'm not gonna be worried about it. It's gonna be a great time, and we have fights. We're in relationships, but but
we're good at it.
we gonna have a good time, and we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna talk.
Most of the time, I do find I do think that you're one of the funniest people I know, and some people just do not get his jokes.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But I think hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I wouldn't have married you if you didn't laugh at my jokes.
That's true.
So, I think this life would be super boring if we weren't able to spend time together outside of the family.
Yeah.
Our family unit. Like, I love my kids to death. I love our family, our extended family. I love our church family. But I couldn't see moving on without having just time for us, because I do cherish it so much.
Yeah,
and that's part of it. So,
for
sure. I think it's also imperative that when you can't find time, Friday nights are booked and you can't go out to the Cracker Barrel with you, that you make sure to find those little moments that you can turn into date moments, whether it's sitting on the porch drinking coffee early in the morning before the kids get up. I think that's super important. Which if you know us, we love to sit out on our front porch, especially this time of year. It's fall right now, when it's not super cold. Coffee on the porch is in the morning is a great thing for us, and just watching the day kind of start and people getting moving around is
People watchers.
So you don't have to go out and do something to have a date per se.
No.
It's about the connection, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, and that kind of brings us, how do you think that the dating has evolved from when we first met to
I think in the last, Kate's been gone about 3 months to college. I think in the last 3 months we made it a more priority and more important, because I think when he left, it did show us that we were depending on the kids, like running their lives, doing mom and dad things, more than we were putting the effort into our communication and our time together. So I think it's changed since we're in the middle. It's changed to the point I think we've realized it needs to be the important thing, because we're a couple of years from Joe being out of the house, and then we're empty nesters. And at that point, it's like, okay, it's just me and you. But I think in the last couple of months, we've talked about it. We've changed a little bit. We've realized that, hey, we need to make this more important, and then work on our communication, work on how we're feeling, and talking to each other and being honest with each other. And because in about 4 years, it's just me and you, and we need to be able to say, I like you. You're my best friend. Right. I like spending time with you, and not having the kids there is not really buffers, but just things to do. I think we've both made it more a priority. I think would be the best way to say it in the last few months, at least.
Yeah. So I kind of think about it this way. When we first met, the early dating stage, you have that puppy love honeymoon stage where you are super connected. You're talking to them every single day. You're not living together, so you're on the phone with them for an hour or two, and you're talking about every single aspect of your day. I had Cheerios for breakfast. And then me and this person went to lunch, and I had a Subway sandwich. You're telling them every detail. When you're married and you've been married for a little while, you're living those details with them, so you're not necessarily connected to the feelings they're having. So I think it's imperative that you continue past the honeymoon stage to stay connected to your partner, because then if you don't, you start feeling distant. And we've been through those ups and downs where you feel distant from your partner, and you end up either having an argument or you have a talk, and you're like, hey, what's going on? And you find out it's the communication, it's the connection that you're missing. And I think dating your spouse that once a week, that twice a every
twice a year trip, or something, even once a year, 2 years,
is so important, because you need to stay connected.
Yeah,
I think that's the main thing that.
And
if there's friends out here that are watching that, and you've got young kids, and you need to make that connection. I know my wife loves sitting on babies. So
I love some babies. I stole one at church today.
Obviously we got things we're doing, but if we're available,
we would
love to help
you.
you.
Time with your wife for sure. But you brought up a point there. We are not in any way, shape, or form perfect, and so everybody knows this. You're looking at a small window into our lives aspect of what we decide to talk about, right? We are 100% honest, but we're not giving you. We're not, when we have an argument downstairs in the living room, we're not videotaping it for you guys, right? Online. So don't think that we've got this all figured out. This is just what's worked best for us. what we figured out after having some lows
We
and
might get
some
more
bumps.
views if we do that.
Well, I mean, that's true. Might get some views with that, but these are just what we've talked about that's worked for us after we've had these lows, after we've went over these bumps, had these really big rough patches and stuff. We're not perfect by any means. We're not a perfect couple, but we're trying every day. So if we can help you try harder or work through some bumps in the road for you guys, that's kind of what we're just talking about. And it's time together talking. So if nobody watches this anyways, at least I had an hour conversation with my husband.
I think something that, and I didn't necessarily plan to talk about this, something we did, it's probably been 7-8 years ago. We did this seminar. It was about love languages.
Yeah.
My love language was time. Do you remember what your love language was?
Acts of service, I thought.
Yeah. And knowing each other's love language, and yes, that's what it was,
Yeah.
is was very important. So getting to know what my partner believes is love and what acts happen for her that she feels loved is very important, in the same way with her. So having that connection has meant a lot. So I know if I want to show my affection to my wife, doing something for her is way up there.
And we're not sponsored by anything, not at all. But if that seminar, if you have a chance to do that, read the book, go through the workshop, that is a wonderful tool to help you understand your spouse, because you're so different, and I'm acts of service, so that's how I show love. Yeah. So him knowing that I'm acts of service, when I'm doing those things for him, he knows that I'm trying to show him affection. So it's wonderful. It's a really great tool
for sure.
If you have that opportunity.
That's kind of my marriage hack.
There you go. Marriage hack. Okay.
Do
I have a marriage hack?
Do you have one?
Okay. People are gonna I'm gonna get dislikes on this.
Are you?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So, my kids ask me. This is, and I mean it to a point. Okay, I don't mean it we're joking when the kids me and the boys were joking when I say this. But Joe asked me you don't love me as much as you love Dad. And I'll tell him, absolutely, you're right. And I'm half joking, half serious. But that's the thing. I can't love something that's going to leave me in the same way that I love this person who was put on this earth for me.
Yeah.
I see you as my soulmate. I feel like God made you for me. Yeah. So when it comes to our kids, I die for them. There's a TikTok. Would you kill for your kids? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything for both of those boys. But I got to raise them to be that. They need to see that that's the kind of love you should have. So I love you, and I try. That's my hack. I have to put your happiness above my kids. Now, as long as that situation only tells true if you have a partner who ain't hurting somebody, you know what I mean? Hurting some kids or something like that. But I put you in front of the boys. Right.
So, I mean, we're devout Christians, and the Bible tells us that when you get married, you leave your parents behind and you become one. And at some point, our boys, and even if we had girls, we expect them to do the same thing, to get married and become one and leave their parents behind. So when they do that, we are still here as our one from our marriage. So in essence, yes, we have to love each other more than we love our kids.
I explained to him, I love you different than I love your dad, obviously. But you have to be my priority. I know that sounds insane. I tell them they're a close second. They really are a close second. But when it comes to Travis, he has to be my priority because that has to be important. It has to be important enough that it lasts forever.
Is there is there one thing that you do that you think helps keep us close? And I'll give you my example first so that you can think about it.
Might help me.
So when we do go on our dates, when we go out to eat, it is very tempting to pick up your phone and look through Facebook or TikTok or whatever the social media is that you like, or your Monopoly game or whatever that's on your phone. And I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect at this, but I catch myself and I try to put my phone down and make sure that I'm talking to you, but when it's just me and you. Just, I'm not like, hey, I ordered the chicken and dumplings. Let me check on the ball game. I try to put my phone down and have a conversation. That's kind of like my hack is to, and it's a lot harder than anyone may think, but to be present in the present.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I try to do the same. I'll catch myself too.
Do you have
it's
any?
Hard.
You have any small thing like that you?
I mean, I try that. And you've left out the biggest one. Like you always, mine's active service.
Yeah.
So you always bring me coffee or an energy drink in the mornings. So that when I really thought that's what you were going to say because I'm active service and that was one of those things. No, I try to. It's really hard because
you left out the in bed part.
Yeah, in
I'll
bed.
bring it to you in bed.
Yeah, in bed. So I can get out of bed. But it's really hard because you're addicted to your phones. But I have really tried to put in the. Like I'll pull up my Weight Watchers app, put my points in, but then I'm like, I need to set this over here, and I need to talk to you, even if it's about stuff you don't even know about for my job, how my day was or whatever. But I try to do those kinds of things. You do a lot. That's I think one of the things I do really bad is, showing you how much you're appreciated throughout the day because you're here and you're working full time, but you do like if you get a lunch, you're here, right? But you're taking the dog out. Joe's running in at 3:00, and if we got to run him to a ball field or something like that, you're constantly doing that. So I think I try to make sure I'm saying thank you and telling you how much I appreciate all the things that you do for us. So.
Well, let's move on to our this and that segment.
Okay. Not 1,000 yet.
No, not yet.
Got it.
We're going to have to settle on a name for that one.
Yeah.
All right. This or that.
Okay.
Dinner out or just a movie in?
I'd rather do a dinner out.
I think I'm dinner out too. I do enjoy a good movie night. I'll plug my other podcast, Real Fine by Me. I love watching movies, but dinner out for me is nice because there's no cleanup involved afterwards. There's no cooking process.
Yeah.
And ordering and going and somebody has to go get it and bring it home if we go outside. I prefer going somewhere. And
I would say both at the same night. Like, go out to eat, come back and watch a movie. Yeah. I don't want to go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, it's expensive. I like a movie theater every once in a while. But I feel like, hey, now that we're on diet, I can't have all the snacks that I want. But I can watch whatever I want to in my comfy clothes.
The dog on your lap.
With the dog on my lap and my blanket. And I might fall asleep halfway through it. But we still, we're watching the movie together. Would
you prefer a fancy restaurant or grab fast food and go somewhere with a view?
How fancy we talking? Or is it Cracker Barrel fancy?
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral fancy.
A real fancy restaurant.
Like I'm having to wear a dress?
No, I mean...
Like a sit down.
Yes.
You can order a steak there. Like even if it's like Texas Roadhouse or something like that.
Roadhouse.
Okay. Or like McDonald's.
Right.
Is that what we're talking about? Okay.
But you go park at a view or something. You go see something.
No, I'm fancy restaurant.
I'm a steakhouse person too.
Yeah.
I would much rather the food. I didn't get as big as I was and am now because I didn't like food. I want the food. The food's the attraction for me to go to the restaurant, not how fancy it is.
Yeah.
So, all right. Would you prefer a double date or just the two of us?
Depends on who the other two people are.
That's true. I do like going out with your sister and her husband.
Yeah. They're fun to watch.
They're great. We have great Nick and Melissa are great. We spent time with them. Our best friends from back before we moved down here, Jose and Sarah. We love those guys and spend time with them.
It depends on. There's a handful of couples that I would love to go hang out with.
Almost any time.
Yeah, anytime.
I don't want it to be every time we go out.
Yeah, I
it's
would rather
a
be by
double date.
ourselves than I would a double date because I think on a double date usually it's one of our like most of it is like it was your friend first and we're including a spouse.
Yeah.
Or it was my friend first
Right.
and we're including a spouse. And we those people we really get along with. So not like
not a
that it's hard to go out. But you lose talking to me because I'm talking
Right.
to my friend. And
Exactly.
I lose talking to you because you're talking to your
Right.
friend. So usually the husbands are talking and the wives are talking and we don't really,
And that's why it's nice to go out with your sister and her husband because we are family and we all talk.
Yeah, that's a true statement. That's a true
But
statement. It's a little different.
and the other people we mentioned, we're like family with them too, and it's
Yeah.
that way as well. So,
So I'd rather be the two of us or
Yeah.
just me and you, but for the most part, anytime a double date, like we have so much fun with all those people.
this one's easy. Late night date or early evening date?
We don't have a late night date.
That's why it's an early evening date all day. Let me go get something to eat and get back home.
We're still in bed by 9:30.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not a date night. No, we are not late night people.
All right, I'm gonna take notes on this one.
Okay.
Would you prefer a surprise date
No.
or a planned out one?
Listen. Okay, wait. So you're surprising me or
Yeah, you
I'm
didn't-
planning it?
You didn't know we were gonna go on a date,
Okay.
or you already knew we were having a date, but 3 days in advance.
Okay. So my thought is like I'm planning a date,
No.
or I'm going to be
No.
surprised with a date. Okay. I like plans.
Yeah, that's
I like
kinda
plans. And honestly, depending on like what's going on, was it a stressful day at work? Do
Right.
I really want to be around people? Do I feel like taking my scrubs off and getting presentable to go out and stuff? So that I would rather have it planned. I would like to know what's coming. Yeah.
Would you rather go to a coffee shop date?
Wait a second.
Oh.
You didn't answer.
Sorry.
You got to answer the questions too.
Oh, I'm planned out all day. I'm type A.
I know that.
I want. I hate surprises.
I was just making sure. Oh, you got to answer some of them too.
Surprise dates, surprise parties, surprise bad news. I hate it all.
Okay.
If it's a surprise, I want to know what's coming.
Okay.
So, a coffee shop date or an ice cream shop date?
It's a dumb question.
Yeah, it's ice cream all day long.
It's for me. I love ice cream. I love ice cream.
Yeah.
I miss ice cream.
It
and
misses you too.
It misses me too, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure Bluebell took a hit stock wise when I went on a diet because man, I
Same.
love some German chocolate ice cream or Dutch chocolate ice cream. Bluebell.
All right, talking all night or just relaxing quietly?
Oh, we can talk all night.
For sure.
We can talk all night.
Yeah, people think we're weird because we could drive 4 hours on vacation and never turn the radio on because we just sit in the car and talk the whole way.
Yeah. I mean, but there are nights that I'm quiet, and that always kind of worries you because I'm very talkative.
Yeah.
We're very talkative, but it's usually just like I've had a rough day. I've had a lot to do, and it's just like my brain's on overload. I've got to be. I'm just quiet because I can't think anymore.
Do you prefer the date nights in our hometown or weekend getaways?
Oh, weekend. Oh, okay. Whew. I mean, I can't do it all the time. I like both. I like both.
Obviously.
I thought you were gonna say like going like to another town for a date. I would rather be here in our town than driving up to like Bowling Green or whatever. But I mean, I'm gonna go a weekend away.
Weekends away.
Are amazing.
100%.
Like it is just
Yeah.
me and you
Yeah.
and all the fun.
We also get to do cool stuff we don't
talking
do every day. when we
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
Right?
So
Like-
I definitely would rather pick a weekend. Yeah.
all right. We're to that time. Back in my day.
Back in my day.
I think that's what we're going to call it.
That I
Back
like
in
the
my day.
name, but it does make me feel 1,000.
I got you. Me
You know.
too. Can you talk about back in your day how dating worked, before smartphones and apps and stuff?
Okay, so, I mean, I'm a 2005 graduate. We had phones.
Yeah.
Like
You did kind of have cell phones,
I mean, I did. And I mean, by the time,
but you didn't have smartphones.
didn't have smartphones. I didn't have smartphones. But, I mean, 07,
Yeah.
the iPhone came out, right? It wasn't, I was I wasn't really dating.
Right.
You know, there was so like high school. I mean, it's a lot more fun when you're like having to like. Or I feel
I
like it
don't.
is like the guy comes up to you and asks you
Yeah.
out, right? Like it's not a text message.
That's
like
the thing is, I remember going to like the grocery store where this girl I liked worked,
Mhm.
and like going through and buying something just so I could go through her line and be like, "Hey, you got to work Friday night? I'd like to go out and eat and go see a movie if you want to." Like you had to do that
Yeah.
stuff face to face.
Yeah.
In this completely made up thing that I just made up.
Uh,
But uh, you know, you had to do that face to face. Now our kids are like texting each other, "Hey, I like you. You want to be my girlfriend?"
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the face to face experience was just not. It's not the same.
No,
It's not the same.
It was
It's like I mean nerve wracking. I was the girl, right? So I wasn't doing a lot of the
Right,
asking. I was
right.
the
It
person
was the
getting
most
asked.
nerve wracking
I'm
thing in the
sure for
world.
a guy it absolutely was.
Yeah.
Maybe it is better for guys now. Maybe they
I'm
just
sure,
text. It's
yeah, it's a
okay,
little
and
easier.
it's yeah.
The rejection doesn't sting as much.
Yeah, I mean, back in my day, the guy came to the door. Still,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. You ain't walking out to no car.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Batson was waiting. Who are you and why are you here? And it was, I had told him, hey, I've got a date coming and I'm still getting ready. He answers the door. Why are you here? And what do you want? Making them say it
make
at
'em
the door.
sweat.
Yes, sir. I'm here to take your daughter to the, that kind of thing. So that was, of course, so nerve-wracking for guys, but it was nice. You got to see if they were, nervous, that kind of thing. It was sweet. I feel like they this day and age, it's kind of not as personable.
Yeah, and you had to like really work at back then. I feel like you had to really get the guts to ask a girl out. Now
Yeah.
I think you could fire off a group text message and have 3 or 4 dates.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just it's I I feel like the kids miss that interaction of being have to go up to somebody and say that, and I think there's something missed in that. I don't think I could survive like this new dating app era where they're swiping left and right on
Absolutely
each other.
People are weird.
Yeah, I just
There are some weirdos out there. Absolutely not.
I am glad I didn't have things like Tinder when I was dating.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad I got to have those experiences, and those are the things from back in my day I wish our kids could be part of. But now they've took the social media has destroyed the social part of life. We're all connected, but none of us are making connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of the problem I have. Also, they don't go out and do those. I don't feel, maybe I'm missing it, but they don't go out and do those things like have a girl go out and ask a girl to go out and go eat and then go play mini golf or
There's not a lot to do that
bowling
anymore. I mean, there's just not a lot to do.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know. Do they ask each other out and then they go play Fortnite together? Is that what they do?
hey,
Can you get on that Minecraft server at 6? I'd like to take you to.
I mean, actually, I think that happens, but I think that it's not as common anymore. The dates that we used to have. I don't know. Joe's getting into like the high school dating scene.
Yeah,
now,
so
I
we're gonna
guess.
see how that
We'll
works.
see how that goes. We'll see. I mean, like
We're-
I'm gonna tell you, my boy's gonna walk. He's gonna walk to the door. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna pull up behind him. Like you pick up a girl, you go knock on that door.
Come back to episode 54 where we recap.
I hope it's
this.
like 103.
No, it might be.
Push that off a little bit. Push that off a little bit.
Oh, is there anything that you miss from old school dating?
Absolutely not.
That
I'm sorry.
let me finish. That you think maybe we should do as a married couple?
Yeah, I would like for you to walk up to my dad's door and all that stuff. That'd be fun to watch.
All right,
I'm gonna
I'll
take
do
your
it.
I'm gonna take your daughter
Listen,
out tonight.
He
He tell you not to bring me back.
Yeah, for sure. One of the scariest moments of my life was asking your dad if he'd allow me to marry you, and I did that. I think after being married for 11 years, I can ask him if I can take you out on a date. So that's not a problem.
No,
with me.
I think from the old, there's nothing. No, I do this, and you do this sometimes because it's like your old school part of you.
Yeah.
Get that clean truck.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the summers, you want that.
Yeah.
You want to be able to roll the windows down. You clean your truck, wash your wheels, like you
Yeah.
know, back in our day.
Oh yeah.
Get that truck looking good. Before
You'd spend all day Saturday cleaning the old ride up just to go pick a girl up at night and take her to the Golden Corral and the movies. So you'd spend 2 hours washing and waxing that truck.
Nobody saw that truck.
Yeah,
she did just for a second getting in.
Yeah, she didn't, and I'm sure those girls didn't care one bit.
Not a bit.
As long as it didn't smell like death inside of it,
sure. If it wasn't trash falling out of it, you were good.
So, but
that's funny.
You gotta have that nice ride for the other guys in the parking lot to see you and your good looking date. That's what the deal is.
Yeah, that's just
right.
Gotcha, so for the guys.
Like the whole person.
That's funny.
Well, this is gonna get us about to the end of this podcast. I would personally like to tell anybody that's made it this far, if you're in your middle stages of life and you're thinking about dating in your marriage.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about dating like single people.
No,
like not a clue.
In your marriage dating, that to make it a priority. I think we covered that, to make sure that you're staying connected. We love our kids, and we know that if you're a parent, you love yours too. But your spouse is just as important. Make time to do those special things, no matter what. If you got kids and you feel like you can't go anywhere because you got so many kids, I promise you there are people in your life that would watch them for 2 hours while y'all went and connected.
Yep.
100%. Don't be afraid to ask. Those people would love to do it, because in the long run, y'all's relationship means the world to your kids. Mm-hmm. It means the world to you both of you.
And your families, your friends. Yeah, it means a lot to know that they can help you with certain aspects of your life. So just use them. Any
words of wisdom you want to add before we get
out of
here?
No, I think you said it. Make it a priority.
Make it a priority.
Make it a priority. Even if it is literally put the kids to bed together and then sitting down at a table and having a bowl of ice cream and a conversation.
Or start a podcast.
Or start a podcast, yeah. Like just set a computer up and just start talking. Just have a conversation. Just make sure you're spending time together and do it on purpose. Yeah.
So, what are you doing next Friday?
I'm going to Cracker Barrel.
I was going to say if you wanted to go out on a date next Friday.
Those salt shakers I really wanted for Thanksgiving.
Guys, thank you for listening. This has been Life in the Middle, episode 4. We appreciate it. Leave some comments, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
Life in the middle.